The echoes of battle still resonate on these haunted fields, where spectral soldiers continue their eternal fight. Picture, if you will, the hallowed grounds of ancient battlefields. These are not simply fields of grass and earth, but rather, they are the silent keepers of countless tales of valor, sacrifice, and tragedy. Often, they are the final resting place for those who fought bravely, their lives extinguished in the blink of an eye, and their stories forever etched into the landscape. These battlefields are steeped in history, but they are also shrouded in mystery, for they are believed to be haunted. Around the world, tales abound of spectral soldiers who, long after their mortal lives have ended, continue their eternal fight. The air is heavy with the echoes of their cries, their phantom figures glimpsed in the dim light of dawn or the eerie stillness of the night. Why might these sites be haunted? Some say it's because of the traumatic nature of their deaths, their lives ripped away in the heat of battle. Others believe it's due to unfinished business, their spirits unable to find peace until they've fulfilled their duty. It's said that some of these spectral soldiers are not even aware that they've passed on, trapped in a timeless loop of war and conflict. These haunted battlefields are not just the stuff of ghost stories and legends. They are a chilling testament to the past, a tangible link to the days when the air was filled with the roar of cannons and the clash of steel, the ground soaked with the blood of countless fallen warriors. But these spectral soldiers are not merely remnants of the past. In their own eerie way, they are also guides leading us on a journey of discovery and understanding. Through their stories, we gain a deeper insight into the past, the nature of war, and the human spirit's resilience. So, let's embark on a chilling journey through time, unearthing the tales of the most haunted battlegrounds in history. Prepare to delve into the mysteries of the past, where the echoes of battle still resonate and the spectral soldiers continue their eternal fight. Our journey begins in the heart of the ancient Roman Empire, a land soaked in blood and glory. Just as Rome wasn't built in a day, neither did its spectral legions come to haunt our world overnight. One of the most chilling tales hails from the infamous Battle of the Teutoburg Forest. It was in the early autumn of 9 AD, when 3 Roman legions led by Publius Quinctilius Varus met a tragic end. Lured into the dense, shadowy forest by the treacherous Germanic tribes, they were ambushed and obliterated. The loss was so devastating. It's said that the first Roman emperor, Augustus, struck his head against the walls of his palace, repeatedly crying out, "Varus, give me back my legions!" But the legions were lost, swallowed whole by the forest and the deceptive tribes who called it home. Yet the fallen soldiers of Rome were not content to rest. As the stories go, on quiet nights under the shadow of the towering trees of the Teutoburg forest, echoes of a long-lost battle can still be heard. The clanging of swords, the shouts of men, and the tramp of Roman boots echo through the centuries. Ghostly legionnaires, forever bound to their final battleground, march eternally through the forest, their spectral forms glimpsed in the twilight, their whispers carried on the wind. Haunted by their brutal end, they are destined to reenact their final moments, locked in a never-ending loop of their last battle. These spectral soldiers, remnants of one of the greatest empires the world has ever known, are a chilling reminder of Rome's bloody history and the countless men who gave their lives for it. So, if you ever find yourself wandering through the Teutoburg forest, listen closely. The whispers you hear might not be just the wind rustling through the leaves, but echoes of a bygone era. The spectral legions of Rome, forever marching, forever fighting, forever fallen. From the spectral legions of Rome, we travel forward in time to the bloody fields of the American Civil War. As we step onto the soil of Gettysburg, the air grows heavy with the weight of a nation divided. This is the epicenter of one of the most significant battles of the American Civil War, a place where brother fought against brother, where the United States was anything but united. Over 3 grueling days in July of 1863, the Battle of Gettysburg unfolded. This battle would claim the lives of more than 50,000 men and would be forever etched in the annals of history. But it seems that the soldiers who fought here, the brave men who gave their lives for their cause, may not have found the peace they so dearly sought. Reports of spectral soldiers, phantasmal battles, and eerie sounds of war are not uncommon in Gettysburg. Visitors have spoken of seeing apparitions in Confederate and Union uniforms, seemingly lost in time, replaying the horrors of war. Some have claimed to hear the distant thunder of cannon fire, the ghostly echoes of musket shots, and the chilling battle cries of men long since passed. These are not mere figments of the imagination, conjured by the historic setting, but are experiences shared by many, each account adding another layer to the rich tapestry of Gettysburg's paranormal legacy. Even the most hardened skeptics have found themselves questioning their beliefs after a visit to these haunted fields. Ghostly sightings aren't limited to the battlefield alone. The town of Gettysburg, with its historic buildings and landmarks, also seems to be a hotbed of spectral activity. Phantom soldiers have been seen wandering the streets, perhaps in a ceaseless search for their comrades, or maybe they are forever locked in the throes of a battle that ended more than a century and a half ago. The Civil War may have ended, but for these restless spirits, it seems the battle rages on. As we leave the haunted fields of Gettysburg behind, we can't help but feel a chill, a connection to a past that refuses to be forgotten. Leaving the haunted fields of Gettysburg behind, we now journey across the Atlantic to the war-torn landscapes of World War I. The trenches of World War I were a living nightmare, a horror that still haunts the fields of Flanders. These words are not mere metaphorical expressions. They evoke the chilling reality of the phantom soldiers that have been spotted time and again amid the eerie silence of these battlefields. Now, let's journey back to the Battle of the Somme, one of the bloodiest clashes in human history. From July to November in 1916, over 1 million soldiers fell, creating a tragic tapestry of death and despair. With such immense loss, it's no wonder that the Somme has become a hotbed for spectral sightings. One of the most famous tales from this battlefield is the apparition of a whole battalion, the Norfolk Regiment, that marched into a strange cloud and vanished forever. Despite extensive searches, no trace of the 800 men was ever found. Yet, their ghostly figures have been reported marching silently on the anniversary of their disappearance, seemingly trapped in their final moments. But the ghostly tales of World War I are not all of soldiers. There's also the legend of the Angels of Mons. As the story goes, British soldiers, outnumbered and surrounded by German forces, were saved by a heavenly host of angels who appeared in the sky and protected them from the onslaught. While some dismiss this as a morale-boosting myth, many soldiers swore by their celestial saviors, and sightings of these phantom guardians persisted throughout the war. Whether you're a believer in the paranormal or a skeptic, one cannot deny the profound impact of these stories. They are a chilling testament to the horrors of war, a spectral echo of the past that reminds us of the countless lives cut short, and the indomitable human spirit that even death cannot silence. From the ghost-ridden trenches of World War I, we delve into the horrific theater of World War II. We'll uncover more tales of battlefield phantoms as we continue our exploration of war's paranormal legacies. The devastation of World War II left scars on the land, scars that still bleed spectral soldiers. In the icy heart of Russia, the Battle of Stalingrad unfolded as a brutal testament to human resilience. This was a conflict that saw the city razed, a battle that claimed over 1 million lives, and a place that still echoes with spectral reverberations. Visitors to the city, now known as Volgograd, report chilling encounters with ghostly soldiers, spectral tanks, and phantom artillery. The ruins of the city's factories, where desperate Soviet forces held out against the encroaching German army, are said to be a hotspot for supernatural activity. Here, the ghostly apparitions of soldiers, still locked in an eternal struggle, have been reported. The spectral figures, seen in Soviet-era uniforms, are often spotted moving through the ruins, their ethereal forms flickering against the backdrop of the city's skeletal remains. The spectral tanks are as much a part of the city's haunted history as the phantom soldiers. These ghostly apparitions of war machines are often seen rolling across the city's streets, their treads silent against the cobblestones. Witnesses report the tanks moving purposefully before vanishing into thin air, leaving behind only the chilling memory of their spectral passage. The apparitions are not confined to the land, however. The city's Volga River, once a strategic lifeline for the beleaguered Soviet forces, is said to be haunted by ghostly naval flotillas. These phantom ships, often sighted in the misty early hours, are said to move silently across the water, their spectral lights twinkling in the gloom. These ghostly apparitions serve as a chilling reminder of the horrors of war, the lives lost, and the indomitable human spirit. They are spectral echoes of a time when the world was torn apart, echoes that still resonate in the haunted ruins of Stalingrad. From the haunted ruins of Stalingrad, we traverse to the jungles of Vietnam. In the dense jungles of Vietnam, the echoes of war reverberate with spectral intensity. The Vietnam War, a conflict that spanned 2 decades, has left behind more than just historical remnants. It's also birthed a spectral legacy that continues to haunt the battlegrounds to this day. One of the most infamous battles, the Battle of Hamburger Hill, is a prime example of this. This 10-day battle was fraught with peril, as the 101st Airborne Division fought to take control of the hill from the North Vietnamese Army. The heavy casualties and the brutality of the fight left an indelible stain on the landscape. Today, it's not just the history books that remember this battle. The very land seems to remember too. Visitors and locals alike have reported eerie happenings around the area. There are tales of phantom helicopters, their ghostly blades slicing through the silence of the night. These spectral choppers seem to replay the same scenes from the war, appearing out of nowhere and disappearing just as suddenly, leaving behind only the chilling echoes of their presence. And then there are the soldiers, ghostly figures in fatigues, sometimes seen marching through the jungles, sometimes standing guard as if the war never ended. These spectral soldiers appear so real that many have mistaken them for living humans, only to see them vanish into thin air. The sightings are so frequent and so similar that they're hard to dismiss as mere hallucinations. These stories, these hauntings, are not just figments of overactive imaginations. They are the echoes of a brutal past, the spectral remnants of a war that has long ended, yet continues to resonate in the collective memory. The Vietnam War, like all wars, was a tragedy of immense proportions. The wraiths that haunt its battlegrounds serve as chilling reminders of the horrors of war, of the lives lost, and the scars that never fully heal. As we leave the spectral jungles of Vietnam, we find ourselves back in the present, where the echoes of these haunted battlefields still resonate. The specters of war continue to haunt these blood-soaked fields, a chilling reminder of our violent past. We've journeyed through time and across continents, tracing the spectral footprints left in the wake of human conflict. From the ancient Roman Empire to the highlands of Vietnam, we've encountered the ghostly legacies of battlefields echoing with the stories of the fallen. These tales of apparitions and phantoms, you see, are more than mere folklore or spine-chilling bedtime stories. They serve as spectral markers, reminding us of the human cost of war, etched into the very essence of these landscapes. They are the personification of the collective pain, sacrifice, and heroism that have shaped our shared history. We started with the ghostly Roman legions, forever marching on the ancient roads of York. We then ventured to the American Civil War's spectral soldiers, lingering on the battlefields where they met their untimely end. In the muddy trenches of World War I, we met the phantoms of soldiers eternally trapped in their final, horrific moments. The apparitions of World War II led us through the echoes of a conflict that shook the world to its core, and the wraiths of Vietnam, still locked in their endless jungle warfare, reminded us that some wars never truly end for those who fought them. These enduring tales, these haunting echoes of battle, impact not only our understanding of history, but our perspective of the present and future. They underscore the tragic reality that war, in all its forms, leaves a lasting imprint on the human psyche and the physical world alike. As we draw this exploration to a close, remember that these spectral inhabitants of battlefields worldwide are not confined solely to the realms of history and the supernatural. They are part of our collective consciousness, a chilling testament to the echoes of war that reverberate through time and space. As we leave these haunted battlegrounds behind, we carry with us the chilling reminder that the echoes of war never truly fade away.